Good morning and welcome to Psalm a Day. My name is Evan. I'm one of the ministers at St Mary's Anglican Church. And today for Psalm a Day, we're looking at Psalm 100. Who would have thought that we would get this far? But here we are. We're going to read the Psalm and then we're going to look at it verse by verse and just make a couple notes about it. So how about I read it for us? Psalm 100. A psalm for giving thanks. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that the Lord is God. It is he who made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Short and sweet, huh? Short and sweet. The first thing I notice is the superscription. I'm not sure if you've seen it as well. For giving thanks. And so we might put this psalm, in the life of the Hebrew congregation. They might say that at the start of their worship together or at the end. Or maybe when something good has happened, they use it for giving thanks. And I love that that's the direction that's used for the psalm. Hey, use this psalm when you say thanks for something. And perhaps there aren't many scripted prayers that we use. We have the Lord's Prayer. We have some confessions that we will use. But beyond that, not really. And that's the joy that we have of having the Spirit, knowing that the Spirit will pray on our behalf and will pray through us. But having something like this, this is what we say when we're giving thanks and giving those words meaning every time we say them. There's something wonderful about that and about liturgy. Shout for joy, shout for joy to the Lord. And this is a theme that we've looked at for a number of weeks now, for singing to the Lord and shouting to the Lord because of how wonderful, how great, immeasurably great the Lord is. And this bit here, verse 3, know that the Lord is God, it is he who made us and we are his his people, the sheep of his pasture. Know that he made us. This isn't something which the Psalms touch on often, our being made. The most notable sort of occurrence of this that I can think of is Psalm 139, and we might get there at this rate. And lucky us if we do. That God has made us. And there's so much that comes with this statement because the Maker knows the creation the best. The Maker knows the best way for the creation to live. The Maker knows best. And it's not a pedantic sort of watching over, and it's not a condescending sort of thing to say that. Because we want to live the best lives that we can. And I sound a bit like a self-help book, but that's what we want, isn't it? We want our lives on earth to be the best lives that we could live. And according to our Creator God, the best lives that we can live are in service to him. Because then we go on to eternal life. I think for some of us, we live our best lives here in the eyes of the world and go on to forsake our eternal life. But if we hang on to that promise and hang on to the life that is to come and spend our time here on earth living for the one who has made us, then we benefit forevermore. And perhaps maybe that could be what verse 4 is talking about. I think that's probably speculating a little bit. It's probably the literal gates of Judah, his gates with thanksgiving and with his courts with praise. But what this is saying is enter into his presence. Enter into the place where God dwells with joy. See now, because most of us, we might go into church with heavy hearts. We might go into church and think, I've had a bad week. Or we might go into church and think, I don't know if I really like this. Or we might go into church and not really want to be there because of this, that, and the other. But what this psalm says, actually, come into God's place, come into the place where his people dwell with joy, with praise and thanksgiving, because it's a place where he wants you to be. It's the place where he has called all of us to be his people. No matter how bad we think we are, no matter how spiritually poor or dry we think we are, he wants us to come in through his gates and into his courts, and to be thankful for that. And how can I do that? How can I do that after having a bad week? How can I do that after feeling down? How can I do that after taking hit after hit? I remember that the Lord is good. That the Lord is good not only to me, but to all of my people, the people who love him, and that his love endures forever and his faithfulness continues forever. I remember the Lord. I remember what he has done. And I hedge my bets by putting all my stock in the Lord. And I know that they're secure. Psalm 100. I don't know, maybe if we could sum it up. Come to the Lord who made you with joy and thanksgiving. Grace and peace to you.